Just wanted to share that I now have a Patreon. If you like my content and want to keep supporting what I do, you can join up for as little as $5 and get a couple of really cool perks, including exclusive video content that I will be producing just for Patreon. And then even if you're not a Patreon, you can actually buy the digital files for the playmats I designed. Link for the Patreon will be down below in the shop, and let's get into the video.
Hello everybody, my name is Connor and I am here with Katakuri versus RP Law. We are playing against one of the best players in the local meta, I feel. And I was pretty nervous to play this game. But I do think that I'm gonna swing 7k with the Onami for the banish because I know RP Law likes to take their life early, but hopefully with swinging 7k I can get one of their lives out of their hand and into the trash. So it looks like they do end up taking the RP Law, the 7k banish hit, and we send a 5 cost kid to the trash. And we did check our life, and it was a Thunderbolt. So Thunderbolt super good in this matchup, seeing as most of Law's bodies are pretty low, but unfortunately not having any counter in hand. Oh wow. We end up having to take the Thunderbolt with no benefit, so they end up bottom decking our Onami and passing turn. Now they have 2 bodies on board, and at this point I'm thinking, okay, do I want to Thunderbolt one of them, just raw Thunderbolt it? We do get the 0 cost event, not too much else we can do. I have so many Kikinojos, and if I could make it to 10 Dawn, 10 Mom will definitely help me out. But I am definitely thinking about just using Thunderbolt to pop probably Beppo. I think Beppo is more valuable than Zorojuro, because he at least has to invest 1 Dawn each time he wants Zorojuro to, threaten me. So if I do, yeah, I'm gonna go with Beppo. So I think I end up swinging, and we get another Thunderbolt in our life, which is just kind of insane. But I do end up swinging 7. I think I'm gonna drop a Kikinojo at this point, seeing as I have so many in my hand. But yeah, so we do drop the Kikinojo and pass turn. I do have 3 Kikinojos in my hand, and I'm assuming that he will be bottom decking most of them. So my thought in this game is to just get him to bottom deck, the Kikinojos, get him to, keep using his Dawn. So we take the Zorojuro hit and we Thunderbolt the Beppo, and then he goes ahead and I think he swings 5, which I give him the Onami to counter out of. With 3 Dawn, he ends up going with Rush Zoro, and I'm like, I don't have the counter, and we get a 3rd Thunderbolt, which I don't think I could be any luckier this game, honestly. And yeah, we see the raise max from him, bottom decking our Kikinojo. So we're at 2 life, he's at 2 life. I've got another Kikinojo ready to go, and then he drops the Reiju. He's seeing what he needs, but I have just had the craziest triggers, I think, and they only get better. I don't remember if I did mention this, but there is a weird little cut. I noticed that my camera wasn't recording partially part of the way through this video, so there is a weird cut coming up, but hopefully it won't be too big of a deal. Now, with 2 life, 8 Dawn, I think, I don't see any 7 Moms, which is kind of unfortunate. I think my plan is, again, Kikinojo, force him to have to remove it. We swing 7 at Zoro, we check, and we get a Luffy. Yep, so our life is literally just removal, which is great. I think I was thinking about playing the Thunderbolt, but with the, what is his name? The Luffy in life, it's definitely something I don't want to do. I think I might actually drop Shirahoshi here. Yeah, so I Shirahoshi to me isn't something I would drop, but since I'm dropping both Kikunojo and Shirahoshi, I'm hoping that my opponent will go ahead and minus his Dawn, getting him significantly less Dawn, as well as maybe bottom decking Shirahoshi instead of Kikunojo. And if they do decide to bottom deck the Kikunojo, we do have a blocker here. So they swing 5, and I end up taking, and I trigger Luffy. I pop the Reiju. Just, he can't keep a board up. He might be, minusing my Kikunojos, but I am getting some of the greatest triggers I've ever gotten in my life. He swings 5, and I block. I do have the 0 cost event. I obviously don't want to use it right now, but he does end up playing down the raise max to minus Kikunojo and the 6 cost Sanji. So getting a Sachi and Penguin, his board is looking pretty good now. Unfortunately for us, I did get Flampe, which is a 2k trigger, which is great, but 9 Dawn, so not able to heal yet. So I have to figure out how to stay alive this turn. If I can make it to 10 Dawn, I think I might be able to do something. I might be able to hang on. It's definitely looking pretty dire on my side. I mean, I think the only reason I've been able to keep up is because of the 3 Thunderbolts and 1 Luffy in my life. So yeah, I swing into Zoro, and we get Shirahoshi and our life there, and I'm like, okay, that's great, love that. And then we drop another Kikunojo, leaving 2 Dawn up. We pass turn. There is that awkward cut. Yeah, so thankfully we didn't miss much. But yeah, super weird. I did notice my camera wasn't recording, but I did delete some videos off it. I thought maybe it was full. And I wanted to show this video because just the triggers are nuts. So he goes ahead and swings, 7? And with 4 Dawn remaining, I'm thinking he swings the 5. I go ahead and counter with the 2k, and all I have is good old Charlotte Linlin. Unless I am nervous about the rush. So my hope is off of the Shirahoshi, we will get counter. And of course I'm sure my opponent is wary of swinging because of the just the sheer amount of triggers. So 2k comes out, we play out the Shirahoshi, we draw 2, we are drawing, and we get some 2ks, but seeing as I have to trash 2, I end up trashing the Capone and the other Shirahoshi, because with 2 Dawn, I don't think they can attack me, and I go to put Shirahoshi in trash, and I'm like, oh wait, no. So they end up minusing, they pop Shirahoshi and minus Kikunojo, which is pretty unfortunate for me. But honestly, Fire Fist, I love Fire Fist in RP Law. I always ran it just for situations like that. He's able to get rid of both of the bodies I have on board. He's got 2 life, I have none. I end up swinging 5 into Sachi and Penguin, just trying to get less on the board. We tap 10, dropping Big Mom. We end up putting, I think that's another kid, in his trash, and we pass turn with 4k counter in our hand. So at least there's that, but yeah, it's looking rough. I'm praying at this point that the yellow keeps being cheeky. I keep getting a good trigger. Hoping I see something good. Unfortunately, with having to drop 10 Mom to gain that life, I don't get to Katakuri ability and see what it is, so it's definitely scary. But my opponent has 2 cards in hand and 3 attackers, so hopefully my goal here is just to guard out of what I can. He only has about 5 Dawn too, which is very helpful. guard out of what I can, and yeah, survive long enough to ideally go for game next turn if I can get there. So he ends up swinging just 5, and I give him the flampe, hoping that I can survive whatever he does here. He swings 6, just poking, and I give him my second 2k. So if he has a rush Zoro, I am cooked. He does have 3 Dawn up, and he ends up passing turn. We get the Luffy, and I think I'm just gonna go for game if I'm not mistaken. I'm thinking about playing the Luffy. Unfortunately, I can't get rid of that Sanji with the Luffy. If I could, that'd be great. But that Sanji is now a 6 cost now that he's on the field. So I am thinking about dropping the Luffy. But I decide to swing. Yeah, I am swinging. What is that? I can't do math. And look what Big Mom put in my life. A 0 cost event. That is disgusting. And yeah, I'm super lucky. So I swing. Let me do the math real quick. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I swing 9 at, I think, lead there. I think I'm trying to get the blocker out. They end up taking, and I swing 12 at lead. We get the blocker, and I tap 5 to play Luffy, and I pop Sachi and Penguin. So I've effectively cleared his board. I draw a card. We get a Nami, which is at least 1k counter. But realistically, it's something to use for when he swings, and we get a 0 cost event, which, oh my god, Big Mom. That's I absolutely high rolled this game. I don't think I played poorly. I think I had a plan, and I think my opponent played well, but I think that I just hit the jackpot on my casino. I mean, 3 Thunderbolts. What was it? 3 Thunderbolts and 1 Luffy, and then 10 Mom putting a 0 cost in my life. Yeah, absolutely nuts. So if my opponent has to play at least some blocker at this moment, or we definitely have game next turn. And I don't think, unless they have something like a Kitten Killer, yeah. So they end up tapping 5 to drop Kid, which is good. And I think they go ahead. I think they swing 6 into me. So he ends up passing turn, and I think I drew another Luffy, didn't I not? Which, yeah, I think I can pop. Yeah, so he's asking me what triggers I got, just because he's not happy about it, and I don't blame him. The amount of triggers I got was insane, and he ends up, I think, yeah, we swing with Katakuri. Yeah, we do the 12, and yeah, he folds. And then I show him, of course, that we did have 0 cost event, and absolutely disgusting yellow game. Yellow being yellow, I cannot even claim that was all skill. It was a good amount of luck. I don't want to discount. I think I had a good plan going into the game. I think, keeping him at low dawn and putting those Kikunojos with the hope that he would leader ability to get rid of them. I think that was a good idea, but definitely got helped by the triggers. Absolutely. So, yeah, that is that game. I will go ahead and end it here, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked this video, hit that like button down below. It helps me out more than you could ever know. Go ahead and subscribe if you are new, and I will see you guys in the next video. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day.